Hey, you doing? I couldn't just stop the music, right? Kind of important to me. Uh, Great music. I did my first studio recording here just a few minutes ago this afternoon, and just talking about depression, my life, how I've come to, and it just reminds me how we are all the responsible party concerning our life. Nobody can do it, only you can do you, right? Nobody can do you, only you can do you. When we come here together, it's all about helping you do you. I cannot do you for you. Only you can do you, only me can do me, right? But together we can help one another, strengthen one another so that we can do ourselves. Only you can do you. Only me can do me, right? This is not about doing you for you. It's about helping you do you, right? So if you're going to make it in this life, you got to know that only you can do you. Only me can do me. When we come together here, it's all about helping one another, strengthening one another so that we can go do us, not another person, but do you. You are the secret to your own success, right? And if you don't do you, then you're going to be a failure because only you can do you, not your pastor, not your imam. Only you can do you. Good afternoon. You're welcome, depending on what part of the world you are. It's a good afternoon or good morning. Here it's 2 p.m. It was 2 p.m. It's now 2:09 p.m. West African time. It's a book club. We're going to do this every Sunday. And we're presently on our 5th book in the series. And it's Bethenny Frankel's book, Business is Personal. And it's the truth about not losing yourself and being successful, right? And being successful in doing life, not losing you, not losing the essential factor, the essential person behind the screen, right? In doing you, right? So I love the book, just like I thought I would. We're just getting into it. Last week we did chapter 3. We finished it in one take. Today we're on to chapter 4, and I'm struggling whether to do it in one take or do it in 2 or 3 takes. But I've set out here to do one part today. Hopefully we'll do the second part next week and maybe do a third part after that, or depending on how today goes, we could decide to do finish everything next week. Again, we don't try to stretch this. At the same time, we don't want to rush it. We want to be able to soak every lesson, everything that we can get from every single drop in the book, right? Again, it's this is not because we're not doing this to check the box. We're not doing this competing with anybody to say the number of books we have read, how fast we went. It's about sharing life. It's about doing life together, right? It's about changing life. It's about redirection in life for purpose, for fulfilling destiny, for causing dreams to come to pass, right? My joy is not in how many of these episodes we do. My joy is in how many lives are changed, how many people are caused to cause the well of happiness, of joy, of well-being, to spring forth as it should be in their lives. That's my intent. That's my purpose, right? I don't need any publicity. I'm already popular, if you want to use that word, so this is not a publicity stunt, right? I get to speak to people all over the world already, that the intent here is just to be a blessing, and hope, that is what you see, So we're going to go on to chapter 4 today of the book. We're going to look at the first part, and pretty much focuses on being authentic, being truthful. That's what we're going to start with, and hopefully we'll finish it up next week or the next 2 weeks. All right, I'm going to break it up here. We should in here. All right, so let's go straight into chapter 4. And chapter 4's title is Say What You Mean. mean what you say, right? It's pretty much be a person of your words. Let your words mean something. Don't let your words be cheap. Say what you mean what you say. Be a man of integrity. Be a whole person, right? Don't be one that is fluffy with words. Don't be worried that your words don't count for anything, right? Because your words are your signature. Your words are your person, right? So if your words mean nothing, then your life means nothing. His words are powerful, right? Words speak life or death, like we popularly would say, right? They carry the power of life and death in them. So whether you know it or not, they're carrying life and death, right? It's not because you know it or not, right? So we need to be measured then in its usage, so that we don't put a stumbling block in our own way, and Bethenny did say here, it says that I don't have time to waste, right? I'm direct, I'm determined, and I'm a doer. I mean, each of those are powerful, heavy, right, definitions. Bethenny would say that, hey, you don't waste time. Who wants to waste time, right? Who wants to waste time? Because time is what life is made of, right? So says one guru, right? If you waste time, you're wasting your life, right? Your time is your life. Your time is your blood. Your time is not replenishable, right? Each of us have a certain number of days that we have been allotted in this life. It's up to us to use it well or not use it well. If you use it well, then we'll leave a legacy, a lasting legacy for ourselves. And we're able to go back, to God and be able to give a good report of the faithfulness that we were or what we did with the time we've been allotted, right? No one has any excuse, right? We have all been given enough time. Is whether we use it well or not, right? Is that long or short, depending on the way you use it, right? I would typically would say about the man that lived Methuselah. All we know in Bible is it was the oldest man. Nothing else was recorded powerful about his life. So it's not a longevity per se, it's the amount of life that is in that number of days that's important, right? So if we're going to live life to the fullest, we need to try and put as much life, as much width, even in the life, even as we put depth to it. Let there be width to it. Let there be life, right? In our days, and part of not wasting time is being direct. Just shoot straight, there are a lot of people that are not direct. They dance around, I've met people like that, they kind of beat around the bush. Well, I'd say I've met two different types of people. And when we talk about personality designation and use the color personality demarcation, we would say people with color blue, right? People that they don't like rocking the boat. And there's nothing wrong being a person that does not like rocking the boat. I am not that. I love rocking the boat. Anywhere I am, I don't like the status quo. I try to change it because I believe that everything can be done better. But a particular set of people that just don't like rocking the boat, they just want to find their place in whatever the status quo is. Not necessarily altogether bad, for as long as they're using it and it's not using them. I've met people who are nice people as I've met people who are terrible people, right? They do all of that. They appear to be nice, but they're wicked, and but irrespective of where you find yourself, just be truthful, right? But it's good to be direct, because not being direct could be a bit of trying to be untrue per se, whatever you are, just be true, just be truthful. Maybe that's what I'll leave that. But Bethenny talks about the fact that she's direct, she's determined, right? We all need to be determined. And she's a doer. We all need to be doers, right? Not just talkers, right? And she goes and says she attributes efficiency in great part to the fact that she does her best to be direct and make herself clear, and that's important in communication, right? Clarity is important, being direct is important. Someone said, I think it's Thomas Edison or whoever did, or Thomas Jefferson, said something about the fact that one of the problems, one of the challenges in communication is when people think that communication has been done when it has not been done. I mean, you pass the message, you assume that it's come across, whereas the people didn't understand what you said, right? You just said something, but they have no clue where you're coming from, where you're going to, or where you are, So it's important to be sure, that when we communicate, it's been received the way we intended, or we intend to communicate, right? Because until the person you're talking to receives it, you have not communicated, right? Communication is done when the person you're talking to is able to see the picture that you see, right? It's able to feel the way that you feel, and that person understands what him or she or her wants you to do, right? Until you've done that, you have not communicated, you've just spoken, right? And there are a lot of people that speak and think they've communicated, right? Don't forget, again, communication is between two hearts, right? Not between two heads. Yes, it gets communicated with the head, but it's coming from the heart, right? Communication proceeds from the emotion of the person communicated, coming from what the heart wants to say to someone else. But the heart is not a transmission system. The brain, the mind is. So the heart passes on to the mind to transmit it to the intended person or persons. And those people receive it not with their heart, but with their head. But that's not communication yet. It needs to go beyond from their head to their heart. Until it gets to their heart, communication has not been done. Right? So communication is between two hearts, not one heart, not the heart to the head, not the head to the head. It's one heart to the other heart. But to get to the heart, it has to go from the heart to the head, head to head, head to heart, right? And it helps when you're clear about what you're saying to achieve that, right? And Bethenny goes on and says that I'm known for my directness and standing by my word, right? And the more confusion you take away from a communication standpoint, the easier it is for your audience to get what you're trying to pass on to them. So it helps, to be direct, like Bethenny is saying here, to be direct, to be clear. It helps in communication, right? So those are probably tips along the line of communication. And, we got to communicate in different spheres, right? At home, with our spouse, in a relationship, with our children, with our colleagues, our boss, those that work for us, wherever we find ourselves, right? In life, the only way we can operate, right? Or the only way we can connect is by communication, because communication is all about connection. When one heart is speaking to another heart, it's connection, right? When the heart to heart is a connection. Where there's no connection, there's no communication. Where there's no communication, there's no connection, right? They go hand in hand together, right? So it is a human thing, right? But all of that, just tying into what Bethenny says, that helps our communication, kind of ties to the fact of what is popular, scripture, where it talks about what Jesus Christ says, that you should let your yes be yes and your no be no, because anything beyond that comes from the evil one. the Apostle James goes on and says that, let your yes be yes, let your no be no, because lest you be subject to judgment, right? So it's important just telling you that we need to be, let our words mean something. Don't be cheap with your words. Let your words mean something. Don't be cheap with your words, right? If you say yes, let it be that people can run with your yes. If you say no, let it be that people can run with your no, right? I know different things weigh against people being in those places, in that position where you can say that. Wherever you find yourself, you need to work towards where you can say that, because that is a place of maturity, right? When you're not there, not being able to let your yes matter or mean something, you're not matured, right? Maturity is being able to be in a place where your yes is your yes, your no is your no, right? You're not dancing to what is popular or being ruled by people's emotions, or you're trying to please people. That's the easy way to hell, right? Maturity is a place where people can stand by my word. When I say a word, people know I mean what I say, right? And I say what I mean, right? Simply that. Let's discuss a bit more on that, right? And so simply when we say let your yes be your yes and your no be your no, it's just saying that we should be truthful, we should be sincere, we should be honest. That is what you will expect from everyone, right? That's something we should expect from ourselves, and expect from others also. If we're going to have a true relationship, right? And that relationship could be just friendship, marriage, business. This is an essential pillar, right? In that, be truthful. Be truthful. Let people hear your word and they can go to rest with it, right? Be sincere, right? And be honest, right? So you say what you mean. You mean what you say. There are no levels of truthfulness. You're either truthful or not. You're not a quarter truthful, a half truthful. It's just like we talk about integrity, right? You're not have integrity. There are no levels of integrity. There are no levels of truthfulness, right? You're either truthful or not. You're either a person of integrity or not, right? So it's let your yes be yes, let your no be no. Let it be that people can go to rest once they've heard from you, right? And just like you cannot be half pregnant, you cannot be half truthful, right? So if you're truly going to make it a life, if you're truly going to make it a business, if you're truly going to make it a marriage, if you're truly going to make it as a parent, if you're truly going to make it as a friend, you need to get to that place, where people can rest on your word, right? So like we typically would say, someone would say honesty is the, forgetting what how that quote goes, that makes a lot of difference, in business, that people can trust you. Because until they can trust you, then they cannot entrust or put in your hands the valuable things that can make a difference to what you do, right? Just continue along that line. And so the battle for truthfulness, is fought in